Hello and welcome to the 30 to Lock show. My name is Joshua Reimer. I am joined by none other than Jared Block, who is over on my right. Jared, how are you doing? Fine, sir. We've had a lot of news to deal with today. A lot more than we're used to at the very least.
Yeah. We are not a pro Nick Nurse show. We do not like anything that he does.
Yeah. Nick Nurse is not our friend here at RotoRadar, but you know who is our friend? Uh, the Oakland Athletics tonight, which is a little weird to say, but it's the truth.
Yeah. We went from it's only been 10 days and we're now best friends with the Oakland A's after
Man,
crapping on
imagine
them for like 5 days straight.
Imagine that. What a crazy world it is. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting slate. That's for sure. Guys, if you have questions about today's MLB slate, feel free to ask them in the chat. We'll be happy to answer them. They can be MLB related. They can be NBA related. NBA lock is happening in just 12 minutes, which means I need to hurry my ass up and get things posted. And I'm sure you need to do the same. But FanDuel MLB lock and DraftKings MLB lock don't happen for another 22 minutes. So we have a little bit of time there.
Yeah. So here's the predicament that I'm in. FanDuel locked me out of my account on my computer, and it's been doing that lately for whatever reason. So what I have to do is now that I don't have I set up my FanDuel account with the Authenticator app on my iPhone 6s, which I still have. So that phone was dead. It's currently getting charged back on, so I can sign in, and that's the only way I'm gonna be able to get people FanDuel lineups today.
You need to change that, man. You need to
I
either
know,
change the
I know.
authenticator or change the I don't think you can change it off the authenticator. I think you have to have once you've set it as the authenticator, you have to have it there. But you need to change your authenticator to your new phone.
Yeah, trust me, I'm well aware of the
Yeah,
situation right now.
yeah. Well, no, I see. I wouldn't be complaining about it except for the fact that this is the second time you've done this in the past week.
Yeah,
So, like,
yeah.
at first I had some remorse. I was like, all right, he's probably still like trying to get adjusted to the new phone life and stuff. But now it's just past the point of acceptability.
No excuses,
No
apparently.
excuses,
We're
none
back. We're
whatsoever.
in. Uh, how are you viewing this Toronto news, and how do you think what should we realistically expect here for Gary Trent tonight? And for what it's worth, I mean, they still are losing. Scotty Barnes, who plays anywhere from 35 to 38 minutes.
Yeah, there's definitely still minutes to be had. There's definitely still some minutes to fill up. I think a lot of those minutes are going to be filled up by Precious Achua. He's a guy who's played against this Philly team before, done relatively well against Philly as well. So I think Precious is a guy that is going to be pretty solid for today's slate. But I think at the end of the day, this just elevates the stars too. I mean, Pascal Siakam already was incredible in that first game, at least in the second half when it came to his drives. He drove the ball 22 times in that first game, which is absolutely insane. I expect him to be ball dominant again and to take a lot more shots here. And then Fred Van Vliet usually does better without the. Fred Van Vliet usually does better um, without OG on the floor. So it should be a good spot for not without OG on the floor. Sorry, without Scotty on the floor, should be a good spot for him as well. And Dan asked, "Where's the promised DK Cash article?" That is up to someone else who's about to get it out. I hope momentarily.
You're talking to me.
No, I'm talking to a certain man named Anthony that
Like,
I
I was
asked to
like,
post it.
oh,
He said it's all posted, Dan, so you should be able to go get that updated. And I mean, I think the build's pretty easy today, so you should have a good time doing it. He also says on an iPhone 6, are you kidding me? Yeah,
we've
we
had this
gave
conversation before.
yeah, we've already given Jared a ton of shit about his phone. I don't think it needs to go any farther.
But yes, I had an iPhone 6s for like 7 years until I broke it, but it still works. So
Just disgusting. Absolutely
it works.
disgusting.
DPOY voting clearly Marcus Smart by 55 total points.
Wow.
Matisse Thybulle got one vote though.
Go Matisse.
Wow, interesting. Lots of Boston. Got three members of Boston on this. So if there's so many members of Boston on the voting results, why is it just doesn't make sense why Marcus Smart gets the top spot?
Yeah, I wish I could tell you, man. I don't. I honestly don't know.
I just saw that Thor trailer again. I gotta watch that later tonight.
Ooh, I gotta watch that later tonight as well.
Yes. All the daily problems today. I know Luz probably didn't, the comment didn't apply to what we were talking about, but
No.
all the problems today. Nice. Okay. All right, now we can kind of breathe a little bit for MLB. That's always nice.
Yeah, a little bit. Not a ton, but just enough.
Oh, it's true. I guess I am the one that it's done at the moment. So,
Yeah, I'm close.
what are you currently deciding in
Um,
movie terms?
no, I mean, I'm not deciding anything yet. Or not deciding anything anymore. Like I'm all locked in. I just need to get everything posted,
Okay, got it.
everything in the right spots. Jared, this is
Yeah.
always a fun question that we like to toss back and forth. Who's the one guy that you really wanted but couldn't fit into your lineup today?
Would have been Jed Lowry, but he didn't play. Uh, the one guy I like several players, but I don't know if anybody necessarily steps off like outside of things. I'm not playing San Diego, and I do think that they have a lot of viability. And I also think that I could get behind some Andrew McCutcheon too.
Yeah, I like both spots.
But there's not really anybody that necessarily sticks out. I guess I would like to be exposed to Nola for San Diego. But
Hmm.
again, it's not the end of the world if I'm not.
Yeah, I'm happy with my NOLA spot. Feel pretty good about it. Let's see. No other questions in the chat. We're just straight chilling. We're
Yes, thanks,
relaxing.
Dan, for welcoming me back to this century. It actually is really nice, by the way.
What a nice guy.
Been nice. I've had the phone for like 4 months now, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions, whether it's NBA or MLB, feel free to ask them in the chat. Otherwise, Josh and I can just talk to ourselves. That's fine too.
Hell yeah.
We've only done it 4 or 5 times today. I'm
Can I
checking to
ask?
see if there's any updating on the weather here. No, nothing. No updates around Chicago or Oakland really.
I have a 2v2 for you, and it's certainly an interesting one that I feel like might throw you for a little bit of a loop. I'm excited to hear your answer. Um, Tony Kemp and JT Realmuto, or Sean Murphy and Manny Machado.
That hurts my brain.
I know
Uh,
it's a tough one, man. It. I was like, hold on. I was looking at my lineup, and you know my love for JT today. I've talked about it several times.
yeah,
And he's, if you ask me the question, he was the guy that if I wanted to fit, or was the guy I wanted to get in the lineup that just wasn't able to fit due to salary restrictions and stuff. But I was like, hold on. If I swap around a few pieces here and there, you can still get there and not sacrifice the build so much. Um, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Tony Kemp in all honesty. Like I kind of like the Sean Murphy spot a little bit better. So that's
yep.
I
That's
and
where I would lean. If I had to pick one spot, I would actually I'll be on the side of fading Tony Kemp, which is what I ended up doing
you
on
know
FanDuel. So
kind of
yeah,
leaning that side as
I think if
well.
I had to lean one way, I go with the power bat as a righty going up against because Tony Kemp's not going to bat righty; he's going to bat lefty. So
Yeah,
he could still do well in the spot. I just don't think there's necessarily two home run upside there. And the pairing between you said it's Murphy and JT.
it's Murphy and Machado.
Oh, Murphy Machado. Ooh. Okay, so collectively you compare the two sides, and for me, at least from a GPP's perspective, I do think that there's elite upside in the Murphy Machado spot. You could see 4 home runs there tonight.
See, I feel like there's a realistic floor there too. Like Sean's been a pretty good hitter overall, just at getting on base. He's had over 9 FanDuel points in 4 out of the last 5, and 5 out of the last 7. And then with Machado, like he has such a good matchup today against a lefty, and JT does not have the best matchup when it comes to splits. So, I don't know. It's interesting for sure, but I think I'm sticking with where I was before, which was that Murphy side of things. Let's get to some questions though. B-Ball asked, "Is Montas viable on FanDuel?" I think he's more than viable. I think he's a fantastic play.
I love Montas today. I think that he presents some elite upside, and he should get a lot of run support today.
Yeah, I
I
would tend
think
to
that
agree
I
there.
think we've kind of nailed down that pitcher is going to be decided between those three spots, Montas and Kershaw and Mania. So personally, I could see ownership on maybe more ownership than I would be expecting on Montas, but on DraftKings, you're going to get him at a higher ownership percentage than you would on FanDuel.
Uh, so Dan the Blue said, "Does Schwindel BVP versus Cool bother you?" I was
Sure.
like, "Who the heck is Schwindel?" And then I realized he actually meant Schwarber BVP versus Cool, and that BVP is 3 for 17 with 2 extra base hits. And I'll tell you why it doesn't bother me, Dan. It's because it wasn't Coors. He was facing off against Cool.
Yeah.
He faced off against Chad Cool in where was it in why am I forgetting the name? In Pittsburgh with the Pirates.
Pittsburgh.
That's where
Yeah.
Chad Poole was last. And so I think adding cores into the mix makes it a completely different matchup. And at the end of the day, one, Schwarber's going to be chalk. I don't really worry about that. But two, Schwarber gets to face off against that bullpen too. And I don't expect Chad Cool to go a ridiculous amount of innings today.
Neither do I, and I think that's the main thing, and a little of a reason why I'm a little bit scared of the core spot from fading it. I think that they can get to him, but there's always that chance of like, I don't know. The thing I'm keeping in mind is if Philly scores more than 5, then I'm probably more than likely toast. But there's still definitely upside there.
Yeah, for sure. Season pass members. The lineup was just posted in the Premier Chat lineup chat room, so you can go check it out there. I am about to post it on the website as well.
Yep, doing the same thing. Had a lot of interesting stacks today. Again, I still don't feel like it's a stack or a spot where you can feel comfortable stacking 4 players from one uh, lineup on FanDuel. On
Yeah,
DraftKings, I think I did end up going 4. But
you went for.
the catcher first base utility stuff is so important today. I said it like 8 times today, but it's
Yeah,
definitely something to look at.
yep, you are certainly right. About to add my home run props. Get some action on these.
I almost submitted my NBA lineup in the MLB page, so
Nice,
MLB
cool.
members almost got a free NBA lineup.
Great way to start out the day. I mean, they wouldn't have because it's already locked, but
Whoops.
thoughts on Brewer stacks and GPPs, Jared? Do you want to answer that question?
Yes, my GPP lineup should answer some of that. But
Yeah,
yes, I like the lefties.
yeah.
I think again there will be days where you can play McCutcheon against the Pirates, but today's it's an okay spot. I wouldn't do it necessarily. I think the lefties are viable though. Wong, Yelich, Telez, Narvaez.
Yep, I can get behind that. For sure, I can get behind that.
Interested to see what their ownership's going to come in like too, because all these games postponed at the beginning of the slate kind of moves things up, and that's why I think potentially people play Rays because that's I'm not saying it's a good spot. I'm just saying like there's people target first games of slates all the time for
Hmm.
random reasons.
Yeah, no, they certainly do. They certainly
I
do.
wanted to see what the updated roster was for the Rays 'cause I think a lot of things changed with it. Yeah, a little bit. Again, I still think that Kyle Hendricks can shut down any team anytime.
Hmm.
Brandon Lowe, uh, the other Lowe, hits second now. Randy Arozarena, G-Man Choi, Yandy Diaz against a righty. Yikes.
Wow.
Uh, Kiermaier, Zunino, Brett Phillips, and Walls.
Hmm. Interesting.
That
Goose
bumps the
DS.
stock up for Hendricks
Yeah, it certainly does. Life of Goose DS. When do they announce that Joker wins MVP? I'm not sure. That's a good question.
at halftime during the Sixers game.
Yes. Yes, please. Wouldn't that be awesome?
I always find it strange that they don't like wait till later to do that. Like
Hmm.
either do it right as the season ends or just do it after the finals or something.
Yeah.
Because
You would think, right?
it just gives those other players. I mean, it's not a bad or a good thing, I guess, but it just gives the other players extra motivation.
Yeah, I would agree there.
You're probably in the playoffs if you're in the standings
Yeah.
or rankings for that. Okay, are we posted everywhere?
Yes, I am posted everywhere. I am all good to go.
Cool. I am done as well.
Awesome. Any final questions from anyone? Now is the time.
Yeah,
Doesn't seem like
Goosty, I made a joke earlier about them giving the award to Joker right before tip off for the Sixers game.
it. Yep.
I knew that information, and Embiid will be going nuts tonight.
Embiid would be the auto lock of the century.
So, do we know if Sheldon Noose's last name is Noose or Nice?
That's a good question. I certainly don't know it. I've been saying it as noose all day, so I love how you brought this up, at the end of the day when it doesn't matter nearly as much. But let's go
Yeah,
take a look. Sheldon Noose pronunciation. You're supposed to have it on baseball reference, according to this. Oh, we're both wrong. Can you guess what it really is?
Nice.
Nope. Noisy. Sheldon Noisy.
Tell me how that works out. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I have no clue, but that's at least what Baseball Reference just gave me was Sheldon Noisy. Uh so that's I guess we've both been messing it up, or I've been messing it up,
All
but
right, all right. I like it. I can get in on some noisy.
let's get noisy tonight, fellas. Embiid would go insane. That is 100% correct. Uh yeah, I think we're all good right now. Wow, the calm before the storm, I guess. Or the calm after the
A little
storm.
bit,
I don't
yeah.
know which. Oh, none of my cash games filled. That stinks for NBA. Oh well. Guess that's on me for trying to get everything last minute. Megs was at this. She went to the Nashville mall because with her dad today, and they were at this hat store, and she was sending me a whole bunch of discounted hats that to see if I'd want any because I have hats from a lot of different teams. Like I'm a collector at this point, and she sent me a Diamondbacks hat and a Portland Trailblazers hat, and I said no, no, thank you to the both of them. I have no interest
Yes.
in either one of those.
All right.
Should send me a cool champions hat, which I'll have to debut on the stream later this week. Um, all right, guys, 3 minutes till lock. Any last minute questions? We're pretty much all locked and loaded here. Doesn't seem like there are any questions though, Jared. What game are you most excited for, NBA wise tonight?
NBA wise, I would love to like the Raptors are kind of down bad. They got very unlucky, but I do think that one's exciting. I guess I'll just have to say Jazz Mavericks because I don't think that the other two games necessarily stay close.
Yeah, I can get behind that. I'm excited for that Jazz Mavericks game. I I want to see Denver keep it
What does it take
close.
for Joker to actually win this game
Get a
when
shot,
and when?
get a shot inside. Did you know they had one shot that they made at the rim in the first game? One
Denver?
shot. Yeah, Denver had one shot that they made at the rim in the first game.
Okay.
Golden State just game plans that so perfectly to keep them out of the paint, and more specifically to keep Joker out of the paint. Um, I don't know. I think if they can get back to getting on the inside and getting shots there, then this series turns around, and I think the Nuggets could win a game. But without that, I don't see how they're making one shot inside the paint per game. Like I don't know how you win a game that way.
That is bananas.
Yeah.
Okay. Especially with Joker, man. Like what?
Yeah, I know. He had 15 post ups in the first game, which the player who had the most post ups in the NBA, it was him, but they had 11 post ups per game. So he had more than he does per game in during the regular season, and he still just can't. They did such a good job of defending the paint.
That's a wild stat, especially with
Yeah.
him. Like, wow. So he's just basically just passing out to the 3 point
Yeah.
line every time.
Well, because Will Barton had like 10 uncontested, 11 uncontested shots, and they're willing to just leave him open because they don't care. They know that Denver team is such a inside team that they've just game planned it kind of perfectly. I think they continue to tonight as well. Yes, little Italy, let's smash both tonight. I'm down if you are. Yeah, we're a minute away from lock. More like 15 seconds actually. So, Jared, any final thoughts before we get out of here, man?
Nope. Just want to touch on Dan the Blues question. He says LA Atlanta showdown majority Dodgers bats or Braves bats. Personally, I think you can. I actually don't mind. You're gonna have to obviously play one of both, but who would your Atlanta bat be, Josh? 'Cause I think it is a Dodgers heavy night.
My Atlanta bat would be someone towards the bottom of the lineup. Hold on, let me see. Let me pull something up. Let's get a little look here. See if I can look at someone that might be low priced. Let's go with Heredia. Heredia or Arcia, pick or choose at the bottom. I don't want to go Dansby because he's just been so bad this year, but you want a righty at the bottom of the lineup. Think either one of those guys work. Or you just pitch Kershaw and Yanoa too. I mean, that's the way to get your Atlanta guys to take Yanoa on the other side, and I think Yanoa does well enough. So that could get the job done as well. Uh,
Yeah.
all right, no other final thoughts from me. So, Jared, let's get out of here. As always, my name is Joshua Reimer. Good night and good skill.